Alright there, it's Yorkie. I'm the Chihuahua for once. Taking you back to Galarian and nearly said Calradia. Completely different game. For some more of the Wrath of the Righteous. If I can find it. There we are. Now when last we left it, I've got a horse in my bedroom. When last we left it, I must be Catherine the Great. Oh, the Godfather. No, he's still got his head on his shoulders. When last we left it, we had fought off demons. Nice. And the dog's lying on the keyboard. That's not good. So, starward gaze. We gotta get all these done or they fail. Interesting. League of Inquiring Cart. So we've got to do Gwyrm Family Secrets, Spies and Mid-Star Ranks. So that's Gwyrm, August Manda with Camellia. Burning City, find the Storyteller. Common Cause. Maybe we'll find someone else. The Outcast. Kaelis' schemes to be revealed. Starward Gaze. Somewhere in the city among her friends or devotees. So, I was thinking that meant in the market square, but I'm guessing not at this point. Because at one point I realised the city's a whole bloody place, isn't it? So far. I'm sure we're going to go out beyond the city. Right now, it's the whole place. Rebuilding, I guess, which is good. Let's head out. Oh, is there anything here that we want? I'm guessing not. Not looking like it, is it? That's fine. We have Lauren's Spin of Nightmares. We'll get that and sell it. I'm happy with these. Right then. Blackwing Library, that's one thing we've got over here. Beyond that, we got Grey Garrison. And Days Home. Those are all together, so we'll go to the other side first, get that done. Excuse me. Got a hair in my mouth. That's something to do with you, TikTok? You crawling up my body all over my face, you got a hair in my mouth, is that it? TikTok the Adventure Dog, what can I tell you? Your location, lost bag. Let's go there instead. Blackwing Library, let's see what we've got going on there, shall we? Now, I have made a decision about Yorkie's focus, which this is. Which is... it is going to be my focus, and that means it's going to be daily, or unless real life gets in the way of it. But it's not going to be something I do multiple times a day. Rather, I'm going to do a 1.5 hour episode once a day. The Great Library of Canabres has been ravaged and wrecked in the most barbaric way. It seems that someone took perverse pleasure in smashing lamps. Oh well, did they indeed. What's loot? What's that? Karma? Chameleon? Let's have a look who's carrying what and who can do what. But you have a better one, yeah, you have that. You're needing... what about a potion you can use? You could use Scroll of Blessed Weapon. Oh, use it then. You're fine. You... what can you use? Doesn't really look like you can use much of anything, does it? Oh. I'll give you another potion. Keep you healthy. You're fine. And you can make someone bigger. You can summon a water elemental. And Fox's Cunning does, what is it? Intelligence. So you could boost yourself if you need, but Scroll of Prayer, why don't you do that? And what have we got going on here? Oh, we've got a bit of a freeze. Well, they're not doing so hot now, are they? A stocky knight with a head of messy black hair stands before you. His armour is spattered with blood. He greets you with a deep booming voice. The hefty crusader smiles meadily, paying no heed to the blood-curdling shrieks coming from the pyre, and the acrid smell of burning flesh. They burn well enough, don't they? Cursed traders, Arilu's minions. These vermin infiltrated the Crusader fortress and aided the demons from inside the city. But I caught them. I am Captain Chaleb Sazamel, and these men are my subordinates. A strange feeling rises up within you. It's pure instinct. You don't know what you're about to do, but you are certain that it's right. Perception only needs 3. Law, religion only needs a 3. Chaleb is talking too loudly, all while casting sidelong looks at you. Seen similar behaviour before in liars. You notice the emblems on the armour of the 2 silent crusaders belong to the Order of the Flaming Lance, but Chaleb's bears the sigil of the Order of Sunrise Sword. Yeah, that's who you just murdered, isn't it? Strange then that he introduced himself as their captain. Something's not right here. Well, I'm keeping all paths open till I have to choose. So it requires trickster mythic path, give in to strange instinct. Put out those flames, I order you in the name of Baphomet. The words fly out of your mouth before you can even think of them. Some gut instinct told you that this is precisely what needs to be said in this moment, and the words hit their target. The Crusaders jump in surprise, look at each other in terror. Formed a chaotic action. Uldrif glares menacingly at Chaleb. Didn't you know, mortal? We're everywhere. Ma'am, we didn't know you were one of us. You heard her put out the flames, cuffing his lackeys around the head. Chaleb herds them toward the fire. All 3 of them start trying to fight the flames, showing no concern for their own safety. An inexplicable feeling of rightness flows through you. You enjoy seeing the look of oafish terror on the faces of the Crusaders and his lackeys when you rebuke them for their fecklessness. You blithering idiots, you cat-handed dimwits, you suit of armour. You watch in satisfaction as Chaleb and his 2 lackeys put out the alchemist's fire. Their armour becomes covered in soot and welts rise on the skin from their flames. Succumbing to another strange oratorical impulse, you chivvy them along with barking orders and florid invective. Quickly, you worms, if you keep dawdling, I'll throw you into the furnace at the Grey Gaddis. Nah, whoever doesn't pull his weight is dead man. I'll take the other 2 into Baphomet's forces. You actually believe in this? With a wary look in your direction, Chaleb abandons his own attempts to quell the fire and turns his focus to thumping and kicking his subordinates to hurry them along. The method proves surprisingly effective and the flames begin to dwindle. Quickly, you worms, if you keep dawdling, I'll throw you into the furnace at the Grey Garrison. Chaleb grunts in wordless terror and desperately fights the flames. Every so often he sends murderous looks at his associates, whom he has clearly already condemned to death. Stop wasting valuable fuel. If you like burning books, go to the Grey Garrison Library. Our enemies might be trying to sneak in there. Oh, they're out. There's plenty more where they came from, ma'am. I'll do everything you've ordered, and just as soon as those Crusaders arrive, they'll be dead meat. I'll go make sure that we've got make it 2 barrels of alchemist fire from the Grey Garrison storeroom. Things are going to burn right up in there. It looks like we've got someone... Oh no, that's one of them. Oh well, they're dead, are they? No, we have someone alive there. It's the Storyteller! We found him! A blind elf stands before you. He looks extremely strange. His face wears its years heavily, which is unusual for members of his race. Thinning grey hair, a ragged beard, sightless milky eyes, pale, papery skin, covered in age spots. A spine curved by the passage of time. This is not how elves typically age. The youth that graces the face of elves, even on their deathbed, totally abandoned this decrepit specimen. That is an elf with a beard. I guess the worst can be found even among the best. The old elf holds out his hand in your direction, in the perennial gesture of the blind, greeting you with an unexpectedly strong, calm voice. Hello, I'm Storyteller. I wish to thank my rescuers. That is you, if I'm not mistaken. Storyteller? Ha! That's the first I've ever heard of a venerable old-timer like that having a street name. Sometimes a person can lose their name. But Mama and Papa are gone. Friends are gone, and there's nobody to ask what it was. So instead of their name, a person can pick any word that is good. Everybody has to have a name, or do they? I don't know. Who are you? The old elf frowns. I prefer people to call me Storyteller. It very accurately describes the sphere of my occupations and interests. In most of the places I've been, I'm already known by that name. When I was little, my mother and father used to tell me stories, but I have no one to tell me stories now. Sometimes my grandma does in my dreams, but I'm always forgetting them in the morning. Can you tell me a story? The corners of the blind elf's mouth slowly creep upward. For you, I may have a story to tell, but perhaps it is you who has a story for me. How come you didn't burn in the fire? To tell the truth, I myself do not know. I felt the heat, it was so strong. I waited for the pain, the burning, but I was unscathed. But the smoke nearly did finish me off. It may be some form of magical protection against fire, but I don't know by what means I may have acquired it. Just another oddity of my collection of the inexplicable. Gloom steals across the Storyteller's face. Yeah, I want to talk to you about something. The old elf responds with dignity and courtesy. In thanks for my rescue, I will of course render you a service in turn, whatever it may be. However, at this moment, I wish to be somewhere safer than the present surroundings. My recent adventures have fatigued me greatly. I'd be grateful if you could help me to find shelter of some kind. Typical, you do someone a good turn, instead of saying thank you, then you ask for more help. Go easy on the old elf. It's had a rough go of it. Yeah, because we've had it so easy. Finian the talking weapon. We can't not help him. If it was up to me, your grandfather elf, I'd throw you over my shoulder and carry you out of here. I'm taking you to the Defender's Heart. Please accept my sincere thanks once again. And if I may, please don't rush. I will struggle to keep up with your young legs. We'll take him in a minute. Let's first of all see if there's anything around. And that is, without a shadow of a doubt, expecting nothing in return, the life and feats of Lord Axilar Tresbot by Nura Dediwa. Neurosian Cruciform Cathedral Publishing House. Frowning. See if there's a... Lord Tresbot made a great gesture for his people to halt. Everyone froze. No one dared to disobey his order, even one given with his eyes alone. Lord Tresbot loved to say that he could only win when his whip frightened his soldiers more than his demon's claws. And he succeeded like no other in enforcing discipline. The Lord approached what we took for a scarecrow from afar, left in the middle of a wasteland by an unknown farmer. Pricking it with his sword, the Lord made a sign for us to approach. It was the body of a young crusader, a boy, not 20 years old, horribly broken, disemboweled, with shards of bone sticking out of shreds of skin. Dangling in the wind, horror watched us from the stake. Eye sockets filled with worms. A contemptuous smirk crossed the Lord's face. Coward, he said, through his teeth. Fled from the battle, and the demons caught him, and he surrendered without a fight. And here are his useless fellows. The Lord kicked an inconspicuous bump under his feet, and it rolled, revealing an open helmet's visor, with greenish-grey mush inside, swarming with insects. We shivered and looked down, realizing the ground underneath our feet was a mix of shards of metal and pieces of flesh. Cowards, the Lord said again. Cowards and weaklings. They were doomed even before they approached the world wound. They should never have left their comfortable homes. What did they achieve? They delivered the demons a hot lunch, that's all. Let's go. While the slugs waste their useless lives, someone has to win this ridiculous war. Without turning away or heeding the disgusting crunching sound underneath his feet, he strode forward. We hurried after him, trying not to step on anything that was, until recently, part of someone's body. We get it.
I just can't.
The enormous black rift cuts through the library in half. It goes so deep that one can only wonder who could have possibly wreaked such devastation. Well, I assumed Ascari.
I found.
And that is how to make money during the war against demons. My mentor and training. But I don't want to read all this. I'll collect it and sell it, but I'm not going to read it all. Bookcase is full of texts. Okay. What exactly would you expect a bookcase to be full of? Nothing there.
Now what is that?
Now that is a door. The statue of a lean man dressed in wizard robes. You do not recognize his face. That's unidentified quarterstaff. That's cheap armor. Cheap armor. What's that? Magic essence. Oh, cool. There's nothing else there. So, anything down this side? A book. What's that? Padded armor. Alright. Now, what was that quarterstaff? Unknown. Coercion. This +1 quarterstaff adds 1 to the DC for all will saving throws against spells the wielder casts. Could be useful. He's a monk. What was that one? Claw of Jiska. Flaming enhancement, etc. You can't use it. You could use it, but you've already got a decent weapon. You don't have a decent weapon. You can use that.
Onwards.
Alright, I'm taking this to Defender's Heart, and we'll go there now. Go find him and have a chat. Where are you? That's Ember. Is he up here somewhere? Doesn't look like it. Where might he be? That's Staunton. That's Storyteller. The blind elf looks better than he did in your last encounter. His clothes are clean and his pale face has some colour. The elf turns to you and listens closely. Is that you, my saviour? I recognise your footsteps. Determined footsteps, befitting a determined person. Allow me to thank you again for protecting me. Please accept this humble gift. Storyteller's ring. Nice. Beth has explained why you were looking for me. I warned the authorities of Canabres that the local wardstone had been desecrated. They waved off my warning and paid for their inaction. I have examined many wardstones, but only the one guarding Canabres did I sense a flaw. A spot of corruption inside, a vulnerability the demons will surely use. They're able to spread the blight inside the wardstone, corrupt it, and make it their weapon. It frightens me to think what it will be capable of. The wardstone must be destroyed. Who are you, and why did they let you examine the wardstone? The elf smiles faintly. I'm the storyteller, just an old elf, a bit more. I am old, even for an elf. I've seen many things, and have been to many places. Not so long ago, I witnessed the making of a young kingdom in the Stolen Lands, led by a remarkable and promising individual. Oh, so is this a sequel? I thought it was a prequel. Because I thought Janna was the Sword Lord from number 1. I may be wrong. My advice on the complicated matter conquering those lands proved to be useful to that leader. This is not uncommon for me. Some seek my advice or services and I don't refuse. This is how I acquired my reputation as an old vagrant, who's never hurt anyone, stayed out of other squabbles, but sometimes gave good advice. I had a few friends in Nerosian who vouched for my integrity. This is why my humble request to be allowed to see the wardstones was granted. I visited all of them, but only found cause for the real harm in Canabres. He wields some special magical power, some instinct. Yes, to an extent, but it's more of a gift. I can see the past, stories that have happened. I touch an object and shreds of its power, of its owner's memories are revealed to my mind. Their emotions, passions and tragedies. I see visions that like I am them, and their stories happen to me. This is my power. I've been roaming all the world gathering such stories for many thousands of years. One day I will gather them all. What blight is concealed in the wardstone? I'm afraid I don't have the answer to your question. To understand the nature of this blight, we need to understand how the wardstone was created, and it's hidden from me. I can only guess. Have you ever heard of the Red Morning Massacre? Heard of the Red Wedding Massacre? A dreadful morning remembered with fear even by those not yet born at the time. A demoness called Minago invaded the city with a crowd of her followers and started to do what demons do best, kill and desecrate. They say they covered the wardstone with pieces of dead bodies, splashed it with blood from top to bottom. Could such an abomination darken the radiance of the gift of Iomede himself? Locals think that it's possible, but who knows? It was not the last attack. Many demon leaders brought their unholy forces here. Even the terrifying Belor Koramzade, their attacks were rebuffed, but they still reached their target. I think this is when the seed of corruption was planted in the stone. It wouldn't have grown on its own, but Discari himself has now come to take advantage of this weakness, to open the abscess that has been festering for years, unnoticed by the people of Canabres. And when the demon lord struck the blow that weakened the stone, gave in. Now it's the demon hands, and nothing is stopping them from spreading the blight throughout the entire stone, and from it to other stones. Why did you travel to the wardstones? I tried to see their stories. The visions I had when I touched the wardstones were unclear. I saw hundreds, maybe thousands of different stories at the same time. They followed each other like flashes of lightning. It was impossible to separate them. I couldn't understand where one of them ended and the next began. I've heard you, Storyteller. In that case, you must make every possible effort to destroy the corruption. Unfortunately, I don't know where to get an instrument powerful enough to banish it from the world. As far as I know, there is nothing like it in Canabres. But the demons might have something. I heard the dying roar of Terendelev, the silver dragon, the protector of the city. At the same time, I felt a wave of unfamiliar power sweep over me, from head to toe. I would have advised you to go where Terendelev perished, and search there for something. I'm sorry, I can't be more specific, but intuition and the strange sense of rightness tells me to point you there. I found this in the square where Terendelev perished. What do you make of it? Storyteller reached out and said softly, even from here I can feel strange energies emanating from this object. If you don't mind, I'll examine it using my method. I will try to see the past of its owner, their emotions and shreds of their memory. Maybe it'll help us better understand what we're dealing with. Storyteller touches the knife, his fingers clamping around the hilt with a hungry, masterful grip. His face contorts into an evil grimace, his face disgustingly raspy. Hunger. My many legs bring me to the lair, to my mother's feasting hall. Her swollen body overfilled with food is so huge that I have to look at it with all my eyes at once. On top is her scrawny little head, with a long beak that always yearning for more food. You feel feverish, and your chest, where the mysterious wound is concealed, feels hot. Your mind is flooded with a wave of visions. Visions that repeat the words of the old elf. My mother greets me with a placid screech. Stupid, greedy wretch, whose only achievement is my birth. A creeping, wingless creature, it's your fault I have no wings. A symbol of greatness, a birthright I should have received from my mighty father. Mother points me to a crowd of whimpering subjects, suggesting I fortify myself with their pathetic flesh. Not today. I summon my spawn and they fly to me, enveloping me in a teeming cloud. Like dark buzzing wings they unfold behind my back and lift me up. Mother has always been stronger, but she did not expect this. I dive on her and rip her limp, bloated body with my claws. Ichor splatters. The bone spurs on my heels sink into her flesh. I clench her pitiful tiny head and tear it off with the shreds of meat. Victory, I am the strongest. I am the son of my winged father. The elf grimaces with distaste, his voice becoming normal again. Appalling. Stories like that are the most difficult ones to keep with me. Did this knife belong to a demon? The storyteller opens his mouth to answer, but a sudden spasm crosses his face. A new vision, a much stronger one against the old elf. The malevolent undertones vanish. It grows more determined and tired. Even looking at the wardstone is difficult. Despite the corruption nesting in it, it has an aura of strength. Your fingers clench the stone hilt so tight it hurts. A little spot on the flawless surface of the wardstone draws your attention. It looks like a butterfly, corruption in the guise of something utterly harmless. It will grow. You swing and stab the butterfly with the knife as hard as you can. Your fingers cramp painfully, a howl invades your ears, light, white light everywhere. The stone knife falls from the old elf's hand. Out of breath, he drops to his knees. He's trembling, the terror on his face so unlike his usual dignified manner. What was that? That was not the past. That was something yet to happen, or rather might happen. One of the roads to the future. In one of the possible futures, this item will help you cleanse the wardstone, or to destroy it. You feel a longing to take the stone chisel and plunge it into your chest, right into the wound that has opened in it. It is hard to resist this feeling, but at the last moment, the self-preservation instinct takes over, and you manage to keep control of your own hands. The old man looks up. He looked completely stunned. Never before has anything like this happened to me, but how? I'm not an oracle or a prophet, or is this another riddle from the past that has caught up with me? I must find out. Seeing the stories that have happened is one thing, but seeing stories that are yet to happen, I don't know why this is happening now, but there is one thing I'm sure of. This is not a coincidence. This is a sign of changes, of coming changes, great changes. I shared your vision and this knife tempted me. Did you see what I saw? This has never happened before. Could it be magic of the object that you brought me? I sense dark energies in it that can cloud and charm the mind. Be careful with this item. It might have tried to influence you, but you managed to overcome its power and subdue it. Or perhaps something else happened to us. Something we don't yet understand. Can you see the future? I don't know. Obviously I can. But nothing like this has ever happened to me before. The future never opened its secrets to me before I met you. Gods, who are you and why have our paths crossed? I feel this is not a coincidence. Something momentous is happening. Destiny is pushing us towards something. But what? Questions without answers? I swear this morning I couldn't have imagined what awaited me. Maybe it's a knife that gives you the power of divination. This knife is a powerful artifact, but I feel that its power is a different nature. No, I felt the same as I do when I tell the past. This is my gift, but manifested in a completely abnormal way. Is what you saw destined to happen? No. The future is not said. It used to be a long time ago when the god Araden guarded Galerian, but not now. Prophecies do not come true, or they do, but not in the way they were supposed to. I only saw one version of the future, one of several paths leading to it. But the choice has not yet been made, and our destinies are not set in stone. Who were you in the vision? I don't know. Someone strong and desperate enough to resort to extreme measures. I felt that what I was doing had to be done. The powers are amazing. A few moments ago, I would have disagreed with you. But the thing that has just happened, it disturbs me. My gift has never manifested like that. Something has changed, and this change frightens me. Well, we know why we have to cleanse it, because it'll destroy all of them. Please examine the items I'm carrying. Storyteller nods politely. Let me touch them, and I'll tell you what I see. The old elf carefully takes Yaniel's sword radiance. Powerful forces lie dormant in his sword. Used to belong to an incredibly bright and daring soul. The storyteller's hands run carefully over the scale that has still lost its shine. Proud Terendelev, protector of Canabres, you devoted your life to saving people. Your death is a great loss, but maybe I will be able to find something about you that is unknown. Storyteller's hands touches Finian. What a peculiar weapon. I sense intelligence in it, but it seems dented. Grandpa Elf, watch where you're poking your fingers. It tickles. The elf looks at you with unusual impatience. Shall we? What about the previous owner of the stone knife? Storyteller touches the knife, his fingers clamping around. Oh, we've seen this. Thank you. So I assume we've seen that. No, Dresden is doomed. Demons attacked right when we lost protection of the Sword of Valor. My city, my bastion of hope. We built you as a symbol that the lands mutilated by the Abyss could still be restored to mortals. Now that you are perishing, and there is nothing I can do. We retreat. No, we flee. A frightened crowd rushes out into the night through the southern gate. They are chased by angry howls of demons, killing the last defender of the citadel. My heart goes out to them, but I'm still standing on the wall. I'm covering the retreat. Demons do not attack. They seethe around you, fall from the sky, strike from all sides at once. They can't be stopped, but they can be distracted. I run to the upper floor of the gate tower. Radiance glows with a golden light in my hands. I put myself to close my eyes for just one heartbeat. I imagine that the soft glimmering of the sword I see through the closed eyelids is the light of the summer sun. I smile, I open my eyes and call out, "Hey, discarded spawn. Who wants to be best trophy of the night? You know my name, Yaniel. You know how many of you I've killed with this very hand. You want to curry flavour with Darazand, Menago, or the echo of your lord? Bring them my head if you can." Roaring and screaming, they rush towards me in a wave of deformed bodies and unfurled wings. The wave crashes against me, spattering my armour with bloody froth. Broken wings and chopped up bodies plummet to the floor of the tower. In the heat of battle, I see Joran's pale face there. He looks up at me in desperation, but he can't help. He's carrying 2 wounds on his shoulders. My city will fall, but my friends will survive. This is what I'm fighting for. I am covering their retreat. The flow of fleeing people gradually dwindles. My armour is broken in many places, and I cannot heal my wounds anymore. The last demon I stabbed with radiance suddenly recoils, tearing the handle out of my blood-slickened hands. He flies up, but falls somewhere far behind the walls. By the road, being taken by those fleeing. No more golden glow in my hand. The night closes in on me, filled with shrieking, mocking demon laughter. Present, I'm dying with you. Light of the sword, righteous Iomade, accept my soul. The storyteller runs his hands along the blade. I know whose memory this is. I've heard about her so many times. Yaniel was a true crusader. Touching her memories is so cleansing. Do you see the future of the sword? Just one of numerous possibilities. The blind elf touches the sword hilt and the metal rings in his voice. I slide out of the sheath swiftly. I proudly watch an army of warriors led by my lady. I sing, slashing the air, putting courage in the heart. I am radiance. Tremble, city of Dresden. My lady Yaniel has perished. But I am not done yet. Charge! Storyteller returns sword to you. It's nice to know this sword's glory days are not over. There's many battles ahead. Take care of it. It's a glorious sword. Tell me about Tarendelev. The storyteller takes a deep breath and smiles. I am flying. I can finally spread my wings. I am gliding over a broad river. The sunset has turned its surface to smooth like a mirror, and I see my reflection. It is as if another silver dragon is rising to meet me from the depths, but what is it? The scales on my chest are black, and the darkness is spreading over my body. I wake up, a clear sky sways above me. Blazing with heat, I am in human form. The red dust of the wound clings to my cracked lips. Someone is carrying me. Wound on my chest, world wound? One reflects the other. Synergy? Someone is carrying me on a stretcher made out of shields and spears. I'm so weak I can barely lift my hand to my face. The sight of my own hand terrifies me. It is black and the skin glistens like scales, melted by fire. I probably ought to cry, but I feel hatred and nausea. All these people around me, out of sympathy for them, I did choose to leave the mountains. I gave up my flights over rivers. I went to the demon's lair. They don't have a scratch on them, but I am infected with foulness. It's not fair. My life is more precious than their pathetic existence. Oh, how I hate them in this moment. And then I suddenly feel shame. No, these are not my thoughts. The Crusaders carrying me are my good friends. I'm glad they did not suffer, but I hate them and myself so much. Pain and hatred pierce me all at once. It's all because of them, all because of them. Someone walking beside me touches me, talks to me, but the only thing I hear is, your mentor, he will come, he will help, and I lose consciousness. Storyteller takes a deep breath. Such hatred from Tarendelev? Wasn't she on our side? Tarendelev has come a long way. Her unit was ambushed by demons once, and she was infected by foulness. The Tarendelev you met in Canabres had gone through many trials and regained her former purity. So what happened next? Storyteller puts his hand on his forehead. Sometimes the past can be as vague as the future. We all know how Tarendelev's story ended, but the beginning is hidden from us. Maybe if you find something else that used to belong to her, we'll know more about her struggle. However, no matter what we learn, her soul, the soul of a true dragon, will overcame every obstacle, endured every torment. She was able to purify herself, for dragons are truly powerful, not only in body, but in spirit too. Tell me what you see from Finian. Hello, Grandpa Elf. Storyteller carefully takes Finian from your hands. Hello, Finian. He closes his eyes and takes a deep breath. His face contorts in a painful grimace. I'm coming to again. How long have I been here? They kept me in a cage for 3 days. I know this because 3 times the light under the door disappeared for a long time. Then they chained me to the table, and the bladesmith, everyone calls me the bladesmith, he placed a device in a jar over me. Feels like I'm being fried. At first I tried to break free, but I got tired and I screamed. But now I've lost my voice, though the pain is burning right through me. The storyteller stops, his voice changes, becoming more frightened. I think I lost consciousness again, but when I woke up the pain was gone and I wasn't tied to the table anymore. I was standing near it, and someone else was lying on the table, a burnt corpse covered with black crust. The master took a handsaw and was sawing off his head, in a very focused way. I should have run back then. I couldn't for some reason. This burnt corpse had a symbol on his belt, just like I do, an eye and a star. My belt is gone, the good one. Where would a stranger get one? It must have been someone from my clan, some distant family member. The storyteller stops. When he speaks again, you hear only a muffled whisper. Those Crusaders, I was glad when I saw them. Thought they'd come to help, but how? How was it that I killed them all? Someone had told me and I obeyed. I don't understand. I understand nothing now. I need to catch my breath. I need all this to stop, even for just a moment. I just have to understand what's happening to me. Just need a rest. The storyteller said, coming to his senses. This is Finian's past, but what awaits him in the future? The dead have no future, but the storyteller smiles. I see an endless ocean on a good day and a boat flying over the waves. I'm so excited, but I don't know whose vision this is. Is this a soul existing here and now, or a soul reborn? Thank you for your story. Storyteller gives Finian back to you. Please take care of this young lad. He is finally in the right hands. Do not worsen his suffering by involving him in dishonourable deeds. Come on, Grandpa Elf, I can take care of myself. I'm not a kid. I don't know what horrors you were talking about. But don't you worry about it, alright? Look after yourself. More important things to do. Return with new stories, I'll be waiting. Can I help you? Storyteller nods gracefully. Oh, gratefully. I appreciate your offer. I have reason to believe that somewhere in Canabres there's a manuscript, authored by an elf from Keonin, who witnessed Earthfall. Storyteller's voice suddenly breaks, and he stops for a moment. For personal reasons, I would like to examine it, but no matter how hard I try, I've failed to find it. Even in the Blackwing Library, I only found mention of the manuscript exists, and is held somewhere in the city. I assume it's stored in the Grey Garrison. They wouldn't let me into the archive when I visited. All those crusaders were nervous about the strange blind elf interest in their secrets. It's understandable. The crusade naturally made them a little paranoid. But now the Grey Garrison has fallen into enemy hands. I would be grateful if I could see the manuscript. I want to know more about you. Actually, I don't right now. I have a few questions about our encounter. Of course, what were you doing there? I was looking for a very old thing. Rumour has it an ancient scroll or book about the times of Earthfall. Okay, that's what you just mentioned. Did you find what you're looking for? No, we know I didn't. More about you. Who are you and where are you from? Or I would have said that I was a blacksmith from Keonin who lost his sight and then found his true calling. In a new craft, that of a storyteller. But I've lately begun to suspect that those words are no more than a lie. The old elf chuckled sadly. It's quite the irony. I never thought I'd have cause to complain about my memory. It holds the stories of the entire world, but I've noticed more and more alarming signs lately. I encounter ancient stories and see myself in them. I don't remember those events, but stories cannot lie. So it means that my memory is lying, and I intend to get to the bottom of it. I am looking for proof that my visions are true, and that the reason why my past has been hidden from me. Look ancient, I thought elves didn't get old. The blind man straightens his bony back with dignity. As you can see, we do if we manage to live for many thousands of years. There may not be a single mortal in the world older than me. The storyteller sighs and continues with a sad smile. Anyway, it's not about time. It's about the stories I keep inside. There's so much suffering and sadness in the world, and in my stories too. I've lived every one of them. I've drunk for this bitter experience and accepted it into my heart. It's hard, the weight of all this suffering on my shoulders, but I wouldn't trade my burden for any other. Where did you get your strange powers? Storyteller shrugs. I've always got along with things. I used to be a blacksmith, that I know for sure, but I've always felt the essence of things, their spirit. For as long as I can remember, I've always been able to feel the trace of memories and feelings left on things by their former owners. I don't know what this gift it comes from. Maybe having taken my sight, the gods grant me another sense. How do you see into the future? I cannot say. Such visions are new to me. Yeah, we know that. Why do you come to the world when we find? How do you collect stories? Same way. Okay. Alright, no more questions. Time to go. Time to go. And tie down the next thing. Oh. Great Garrison, maybe not yet. Go to the Anarende Party House. I'm feeling Grey Garrison might be one of the toughest. I could be wrong. Spotted the enemies.
retreat already? Cover me, all right?
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
And
Inimosi travisi.
oh, there's two of them. Bless everyone.
Aperane sentes.
Can we give him vulnerability, I wonder? It looks like it.
The inheritor, guide my
That
blade.
didn't work too well though, did it?
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
You won't survive me.
I'll cut you wide open.
Oh, the horse got hurt. All right. How about
Matricium Turinos.
a wolf?
Surrender, or else!
The light, take you.
You're down. Lay on hands, other. Oh, you can't. Wall Jiff.
Distract them for me.
Nice. Lan.
Endure this!
The spirits demand your blood.
Well, not sure what it tried to do, but it didn't work out too well now, did it? We'll take them. Right, we're at the party place.
A bright future awaits us.
Have another one. Hey, where's your
Soot
crow?
is restless. I wonder why.
Wouldn't you have your crow out?
Trust in yourself.
Oh, maybe not. Well, there's a door. What a splendid occasion, Count, and this Numerian elixir is something. They got dancing girls, possibly dancing golems? Speechless males? Oh, look, such darling little creatures. Yeah, they're not darling little creatures.
Save the last one for me.
Ooh. Interesting.
Time to share your treasures.
Didn't work. Sheer coming in. Ow.
Into the fray.
You missed, Sealer. Alright, we got these coming in. That was silly. Drunk Noble? What, trying to attack? No. Just fleeing. Lan!
Make every strike count.
Courtesan no longer dancing on the tables. Drunk Noble having a run. Oh, actually got a hit on. Didn't do any good, but got a hit on. Aranka. Darren.
Too late for apologies.
Too late to apologize.
Inimosi tradisi.
Wussy. Another dead courtesan. That's no good.
Die! Let's hear you cry.
Oh, is she out cold or something? No, I'm not going to even try that.
Run them through.
Camellia. No, it's Waljif. Why don't you just try and put him down? Will save. Okay. Ooh. Vida Morris is hurt. So is Waljif. He's down. Sealer. Why don't you smite evil? And then attack. Oh, he's down. Nicely hit. Nicely hit. You guys can flee and get out of there. That doesn't look like there's anywhere to go. Not to worry.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Well, the courtesan on the run. Drunk noble fleeing, but gonna get hit by the look of it. Oh, you're down.
I'll hit you.
Well, go on then.
You are today's sacrifice.
Amelia's heading down there. The horse. Can you charge it? No. What's this? You're down there ready. Drunk noble running. we're up to one of the demons again. Reader Morris, come this way. And then you can just hold. Waljiff.
Cover me, all right?
Missed. More damage to the dretch, nice. Sealer.
The light.
Get down there, ready.
You.
And we're going to be with Lan.
You won't survive me.
Another screen. Come on down. And onto the
You won't
dretch.
Stop us.
Didn't seem to do anything. Reader Morris. Get down here ready. Waljiff. Am I on Waljiff? Yes, I'm on Waljiff.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Nice. I'm trying to fight the demon. It ain't gonna work out for you.
The inheritor.
Let's get around there.
My blade.
Well, there's one more demon to kill.
Endure this!
That was just 6 damage, but it's there. 1 damage. Ember,
Surrender or else.
what happened there? Can't do it apparently, so let's just get down there. Horsey! Oh, it's knocked out, isn't it? Right, the horse is stunned. You can see it's waggling like that. She's also stunned. She can get there, ready. Hopefully it'll wear off shortly. Waljiff. No, why don't you have your juice? And then
Distract them for me.
10 damage. He's down. Oh no, he's not. It's two of them that are down. Well, that's unfortunate, isn't it now?
Into the fray.
Lan, you want to do it? Do the honours?
Strike count.
There we are. Well, that was a thing. Let's just
All this
have...
waiting bores me.
Oh, yeah. Aranka, thank you, stranger. The girl does not look the least bit scared. Her cheeks are flushed and her blue eyes glittering. Saving us from the demons and for your timely entrance, I swear I don't know who has engaged me more today. The demons or the oh-so-affable master of the house. My friend of Ilka's. He asked me to find you and protect you. They all clasp their hands together. Ilka's is alive, and he's made a brilliant new friend. It's a shame it had to happen now when the city is under siege by the demons. And those pig-headed inquisitors are pursuing us, instead of doing something useful. How did you end up here? Ulrun's hounds found me at the Wallflower and they tried to capture us. I distracted them, then I lost them in the streets before charming my way into this party. Even if the inquisitors saw where I went, they wouldn't have been allowed past the door. Ulrun holds no sway among certain members of the aristocracy, so I picked up a good place to lie low, that is, until the demons showed up. The girl shivers and wraps her arms around herself. Now that's more like it. So I have inadvertently been harbouring a traitor wanted in Canabra's Inquisition. This day wasn't such a waste after all. Do you know where the third of your group is? Wallflower? No idea. If he knows about the demon attack, he won't just hide away. He'll go out and try and help people. If he doesn't know, well, you have no chance of finding him. He's a pretty skilled mage, but I doubt he'll be risking using magic. He'll probably do something the Inquisitors won't expect. Pose as someone disguising himself. In disguise himself. We had a great selection of masquerade costumes in the temple. The girl becomes lost in thought for a moment. I know. I'll tie my shawl round your arm. Wallflower gave it to me. You'll spot it right away and know you're a real friend. If I were you, I'd look for him in Canabra's Market Square. I did. Tell me about yourself. I'm Aranka, travelling bard and flower of Desna. Many of my fellow bards are rootless misfits who wander the world, unwilling to or unable to lead a normal life. For me, that's only partly true. I have a wonderful family, my mother, father, grandmother, and brother. Right now they're far away and I'm sure they miss me, but they have always supported me in my vacation and they let me be free to roam. Because they knew that I couldn't be happy while there was so much more of the world I hadn't explored, so many places where people might need my help. A bard? That's great. I love singing. Will you sing me a song? Ranka smiles. Sorry, I don't think this is a good time for a song. I'd sing a long, sweeping epic, but I'd gladly sing for you some other time. What can you tell me of the master of the house? About the Count? The girl's voice drops to a whisper. I've wanted to smash a jug over his head about 5 times today already. It just brings that feeling out in people. It's one of his many talents. Other than that, well, you've probably heard about the Arendi family. All I can say is that the Count's servants flee his place like rats from a sinking ship. No one ever stays here long, even though he pays them extravagantly. I even heard one servant complain that he was all feeling uneasy in the Count's home. Like someone is watching him, unseen eyes staring at the back of his head. Even if his back is to the wall, even if he turns around. I don't know what I believe in all these tales, but I'm just telling you what I've heard. Yeah, that's the word on the street too. The thiefling haunches his shoulders. His mansion. It's the tastiest morsel in the whole city. For all the thieves are afraid to even set foot in the street. Are you deliberately talking as if I'm not here? Excellent. Like any polite host, I shall return the favour and act if you're not here either. When did you decide to break into the Wardstone and cast magic on it? You put your lives at risk. Or why did you? Your information could have been a trap set by the demons. But it wasn't a demon trap, Aranka says forcefully. Then her voice softens and her expression turns pensive. You know, living next to the world wound and seeing the powerlessness of the Crusaders. Very hard. Been trying to defeat the demons for 100 years now and we have nothing to show for it. I think that Queen Galfrey and the other leaders think we can defeat evil if we line up our soldiers in perfect columns and send them marching off into the marching off with a stirring battle cry. We just need a few more soldiers, a little more discipline. We've been marching for 100 years, and it's always one step forward, 2 steps back. And while the soldiers are marching, people like Holron are seizing power behind their backs. His fanaticism and the cruelty were forged in the same furnace as the Crusaders' righteousness. We'll never defeat the demons if we keep trying to march down this same path. We need a change of tack. To challenge our principles, trust our hearts and friends, not mouldering doctrines. We need to listen to any entity, that is willing to help us. My friends and I listened, and we trusted, and we tried to change something. At least we tried, though it didn't work out. Great idea, mate. Marching in straight lines won't work. So let's attack the demons in a merry band of hopers and dreamers, brimming with enthusiasm and doing just whatever we feel like. When the demons see us coming, they'll die of hysterics, and victory will be complete. Naive children, that's what you are, but I admit your words stir something in my soul. I wouldn't put you in charge of a military campaign, but I'd be proud to fight alongside you. Can you get to safety on your own? Looks like the Inquisitors aren't busting down the door just yet, and they're not hiding under the bed. So I think I'm safe for now. I'll be fine on my own. I'll go to our temple in Ulcas. To Ulcas. The Inquisitors must have been searching there for now. They won't go back a second time. I have to go. Good luck. May Desna be with you. And you, Darren, need a slap.
Valiant stranger who has just burst into my life. I am the master of this house, Count Darren Kale, myriad mellifluous monikers Arunde. No need to introduce yourself. I find remembering insignificant details, such as the name of passing acquaintances, such a bore.
I find arrogant twats such a bore, so there we are.
Bonafide blue bloods and unparalleled aristocracy. All this makes me itch to do something really crass. Ooh, like blow my nose on the curtains.
Go on, Lan, you have my permission.
What are you waiting for, my squamous squire? The curtains in this room are velvet, but we have some excellent silk ones with gold thread elsewhere in the house. Take your pick. My soft furnishings are yours to do with as you wish. I'm quite sick of the place, truly. I shall either sell it, or burn it to the ground and build a new mansion in its place. Now that we've finished with the niceties, tell me this. How did all those thrice-damned demons end up at my soiree?
Must have been some party to miss the fact that Canabris was being attacked by hordes of demons and Descari himself.
Oh, come. The party was deathly dull. Rather like one of the prelate's interminable sermons.
Well, I hear you on that
I really
one.
ought to be grateful to the demons for their intrusion. They certainly added a frisson to the proceedings. It seems as though Descari's occasion was altogether more of a crush than mine, if you will pardon the pun.
What should I know about your count, apart from the fact you're high-born and very rich?
As a child, I had my very own pony, but I always dreamed of having a lamb. I was never allowed one. Sheep were seen as peasant animals, utterly unsuitable for the scion of a noble line. The trauma haunts me to this day. I think of it every time I have roast lamb for dinner.
Oh, please.
I'm sorry that happened to you. Such a sad story.
Ember, shut up.
I had not even the slightest intention of upsetting such a lovely child.
I'm not lovely. Some people have even called me a scarecrow before.
That's patently absurd. Why, you can't possibly be a scarecrow with a crow following you around. I'm sorry if I failed to sate your curiosity. I loathe talking about myself to people I don't know, even more to those I do know. The only thing worth knowing, aside from the fact that I am highborn and filthy rich, is that I dislike Puritans and demons in equal measure. Well, perhaps demons a tad more.
You don't seem very concerned about the city's fate.
I have no friends here whose untimely demise I would care to mourn. The only alarming thing is how easily all this happened. I don't care for the thought that demons could come calling at my door at any moment. And just think, everyone had so much faith in the ward stones gifted by Iomede's herald, and in the might of our tamed dragon, as if there had been no Dresden or a dozen other routes where the demons overcame every defense.
Count Forcent rubs his brow looking
The
fatigued.
Orendes are one of the most ancient and noble families in Mendiv.
Oh, shut
They are
up,
related
Camellia.
by blood to Queen Galfrey herself.
Ooh.
The Count is the last remaining member of his dynasty. The rest all perished around 10 years ago. In the tragedy at the family seat, Heaven's Edge, the demons got past the defenses and massacred everyone inside.
I thank you for providing your friend with that helpful summary, my lady. I believe I've seen you before, with that hilarious buffoon Horgus Gwyrm. I sincerely hope you are not engaged in any kind of sordid arrangement with him. The thought of something so splendid in proximity to something so grotesque makes me feel quite ill. You deserve a better fate than that, no doubt.
Your civility knows no bounds, Count. I most assuredly do not have any arrangement with Master Gwyrm.
Camellia speaks, hints of carefully suppressed irritation slip into her voice. Expect a little gratitude for saving you.
Of course, where are my manners?
I forgot to check the other ring.
There. You can also poke about the house and claim whatever takes your fancy. Though I imagine some of you already had that in mind.
I'm feeling very attacked right now.
I'm so tempted to just kill him, but no. Go to the defender side, it's on the protection of a better obeyed and the Eagle
I
Watch.
thank you for the invitation, but I am not quite as desperate as I may seem. At times, it is better to be surrounded by the repugnant mugs of demons than the sour and dour physiognomies of Iomede's righteous paladins.
What about my physiognomy? Sour enough for his lordship? Don't worry, another few minutes with the dazzling Count here, and it'll sour like week-old milk.
What's this? An attractive paladin with a sense of humor? You're a veritable walking scandal. Either way, my mansion is now safe. I have a pair of half-decent guards. I just need to drag them out of the storeroom and bring them to their senses. I ordered them to drink a love potion, you see? For reasons which seemed extremely witty at the time and in the state of inebriation I then found myself in. They can guard the house while the valorous paladins beat back the demon assault. They will beat them back, yes? As regards myself, I feel like stretching my legs. I know rudimentary divine spells, I am no friend to demons, and I elevate any society that I deign to grace with my presence. I shall accompany you, only for a short time, of course. I have no desire to remain at the vanguard for a protracted period. What say you, my ephemeral but highly diverting acquaintance? After all, Lord Descari spoiled my party. I now burn with the desire to spoil his.
Thoughts?
I don't like this guy much at all. Not even because of his personality, but just... I sense something dark about him.
I guess thumping him one next time he comes out with more aristocratic witterings is not allowed? All the more reason to take him with us. If we don't kill him, the demons surely will.
He has all these friends at his party, and he still looks so lonely. We can take him with us. Maybe it will make him feel better?
Nothing's going to make him feel better, Ember.
Don't ask me. Having him tag along would be like going for a nighttime stroll through the back alleys with a diamond tiara on your head. Even I don't like that kind of attention.
The Count's presence can only benefit us. I think we should say yes.
I say
He
no.
doesn't look like a whiner, and he can hold his own, so he won't be dead weight.
Yeah, I don't need your help.
As you wish. Please help yourselves to whatever you like from the table, and take your leave whenever you are ready.
Whoever you would replace, I'd rather have in the group.
A waste of my time.
Elaborately decorated harp. Have a look at the bodies.
Call me again if you need
Portrait
to.
of Galfrey Mendev. Alright. That's Ember. What's over here? Actually, we need to go this way, don't we? That's where we came in.
Pretty good, aren't I? This is my kind of work.
Oh, so it's this way. And that's out. Right. Squirm family secrets. Scout Tower of Estro, that's Squirm. Secret entrance of Grey Garrison. Allies for the attack. Okay, lesser schemes. Oh, that's on the next thing. Track the Thal. Track down Thal, a young but skilled mage. No easy task. He has several methods of concealing his presence. Alright. Well. We'll head over to Tirabade. We'll catch that one later. Spider coming in.
Out of my way! Ha!
Too late for apologies.
Giant fly coming in.
Time to share your treasures.
Go for their hearts!
You crossed the wrong mongrel.
Yeah, don't. Centipede.
No glory without risk.
Oh, the centipede.
Die!
I'll hit you!
There we go. Out we go. And across we go. Prepare to fight.
I won't let you hurt my friends.
Cover me, all right?
That's one down. Spider coming in. Ow.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
That missed. I'm going to assume he said no.
You won't stop us.
Ow. We'll see. You missed. Oh, that's 20. Why?
Let's hear you cry!
One, that's not so good. There, she's burdened.
I'll cut you wide open.
You won't survive me.
Stab you or zap you. Why not both?
You're done.
Into the fray.
Come on, silly, you're better than that.
Surrender or else.
Oh, you're on the verge of going down.
Run them through! The spirits demand your blood.
That's two. It's not good.
Endure this!
Distract them for me.
Huh.
The light, take you!
Come on.
Too late for apologies.
Out of my way!
Oh, it's ability damage she's taken. Okay.
You are today's sacrifice!
Make every strike count.
Time to share your treasures.
My wounds pile on.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
I'll hit you.
Go for their hearts!
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Cover me, all right?
Into the fray!
There we go. And out we go. Rita Morris is carrying too much weight because she's down by so much strength. I don't think... Well, maybe if we sleep. I forgot to tell her to craft something. That was silly. It's called civilization. Alright. Still overloaded. Ooh. By the way, what rings do we have? $1,000 gold for that one. If I take that off, that's fine, but I don't really want to, do I?
Without it.
If I take that off, that's still not enough. And what if I keep that and I take that off? Maybe I'd need to take that as well. Yeah, until I can get healed. Well, until I can get healed, that makes sense because we'll just use a crossbow. So over to Terrabade Residence. And there we are. That will do that. And we'll see you next time. In the meantime, around the screen there's a couple of other games you might enjoy. There's a like and a sub. If you use them, you help us grow, and if you hit the comments, then I'll respond. See you around.